guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, 2 guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Football.
Gentlemen, it's a rare late night edition of the O-Line Committee here. Dead of the off season, late at night, early July. What could go wrong in the next 45 minutes?
Nothing.
Will one of us fall asleep during this recording?
I would bet
Nothing
Alex.
happen.
If anyone,
No,
it'd be Alex.
I think Boonie's got 45 minutes of gas left in the tank here.
I'm pretty sure I always have 45 minutes of gas in the tank.
Or even
I'm
if
gonna
it's
be okay.
38, you know?
I'm going to be okay.
We'll figure it out.
I'm up late.
So we got a great batch of dumb football questions to get to here. We got the F1 Minute coming back, but a shout out to our buddies at KW Outdoor Solutions, mostly for the Twin Cities-based audience. We have big contingencies in the Bay Area, all those Alex Boone fans. Buffalo with all of the Jeremiah Sirles table jumping fans. Minnesota, Detroit. But if you're specifically in the Twin Cities, KW Outdoor Solutions specializes in high-quality exterior cleaning services and interior and exterior windows, even more specifically. So dirt and dust buildup, hard water stains. There's been a ton of rain and just kind of grime in the Twin Cities. Cobweb. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Although we went away for like 3 days. Cobwebs all over the place now after a few days. KW Outdoor Solutions can give you that one-time deep clean or something more regular. Go to kwoutdoorsolutions.com. If you mention that you heard about this on the O-Line Committee podcast or any Score North podcast, get 10% off your first service. kwoutdoorsolutions.com.
Football.
Or you can call Alex. He'll just come over to your house.
Yeah, he likes outdoor work.
Listen, I
with
got
a
enough
toothbrush
shit to
and a
do
ladder.
Okay, I had to cut the skirts today on the trees. A lot of outdoor work today.
Look at you.
Cutting the skirts off the trees.
Someone's got to do it.
What's your favorite and least favorite outdoor like maintenance activity?
Dude, anything outdoor I love. I'm not even kidding. I love mulching. I love cutting the grass. I cut the trees today. I took them up into the forest and threw them up there. Dude, I love having so much fun outside. I'm burnt as shit. I love it.
You do.
I want to burn.
Yeah, you do look like you've got a little sun there, bud.
I was out all day. Like when I come home from the gym with the boys, I literally just go outside and I'm like, who's ready to play? The kids are like, Dad, I am so sick of playing bucket golf or four square volleyball or I'm like, let's go hit grounders in the backfield. Let's go right now. Everybody, get your mitts.
Just hit
so
lasers, one
The
hop
fucking
absolute
so bad.
screamers at these kids.
You know, they don't like it until we start doing pop-ups, and then the attitudes fucking change because it becomes competitive quickly. And just getting Dad to hit you a real pop-up is a treat.
So you got the fungo bat, like the big long.
I'm a fungo master now, dude. I throw it up and just,
And can you hit the towering pop-ups?
oh, dude, I get him up there. I hit the neighbor's garage every now and then. Sorry. He doesn't care.
This needs to be on our YouTube channel. Boone
Yeah.
fungos to me and Jeremiah.
Dude, I'm all about the
some
fungo.
12-year-olds. Let's make it happen. So, all right, we're just going to carve out a big batch of dumb football questions here. If you haven't already, click that like button and the subscribe button on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel. On the podcast side, Apple and Spotify, 5-star rating, positive review. So let's start with this one here from Nick. He says, do players watch football in their free time for fun, or is football your job and the last thing you want to do is spend a Sunday night watching football after you've done your job all week?
It's a great question. It really is. And I like this question a lot. I loved watching football when I played, and I love watching football even more now. Like, it is so fun. And what's fun is, like, it's still like I'm playing. I still just watch the O-line. I don't really watch what else is going on. I don't give a fuck what's going on the outside. Everybody knows that. Like, at times, and this gets, like, really annoying, I'll be like, and at times this can, to see somebody get a good jump, you'll be like, there's a sack. And my wife will be like, how do you do that? And it's like, you didn't see him get that massive fucking jump. Like, nobody was kicking that dude's ass. But at the same time, you still be like, oh, they didn't pick that up. Ooh, sack. Or like, ooh, they're sliding the wrong way. Is he going to fix it? Fuck, they're not going to fix it. Dude, it gets really addicting. I love watching it.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but you're probably like me, Boone. I can't just watch a game anymore.
No.
It's still analyzing everything.
Absolutely.
Like, there is no just like turn the brain off and be like, ooh, dumb enjoyment. Like, every snap, I'm trying to guess what's happening. I'm trying to assume, like, is he moving that way? What's he moving? And I do the same thing Like I'll be like, oh, sack. And then all of a sudden, bang, it'd be a sack. I'm like, how did you know that? I'd be like, oh, you oversat. Like it was pretty easy to tell. But my neighbors, on the other hand, they love watching football with me because they just think it's fascinating. Like people that like the wives are super annoyed, right? They just get sick of us talking to the television all Sunday long. But like when your friends or like people come over and they're listening to you call things out, you're like, oh, single high, oh, double high, and they're like, how are you seeing that? I'm like, this is what I did for. I have a PhD in
whole
football,
life.
like
whole
literally a
life I did
PhD in football. Like it's all I did. And they just think it's so fascinating to watch me like call things up. Like, oh, look, safety's over number 2. He's coming off the slot. And then here he comes. They're like, how the frick, dude? Or, it's like they're, overload front. They're going to run a twist in here. And then they do it. Like calling things out beforehand just because that was our job, right? We had to look at it on tape and go, okay, when they line up like this, here's what we think is coming. Or, when they line up in this formation, here's what we're coming. And it's just super fascinating because like then when something crazy happens and I get like super, I'm like, oh, they're in an offset unbalanced formation. What's happening? And everyone's kind of looking at me like, this is going to be cool. Watch. Right? And you just kind of like lead everyone into it. But yeah, no, I love watching football. Like football season's great because I don't have to decide what to watch 5 nights out of the week. Right? You got Monday night, Thursday night, Saturday night.
So much football.
Like you have so
Don't
much
disrespect
football.
Tuesday Max.
Tuesday Maction, baby. Like
champion. Are you kidding me?
watch
We should watch it in the cold
Buffalo.
tub.
Dude, I'll watch anything. I'll watch
Cold
any
tubs?
football game. If there's a football game on and I see it on the guide, I will turn it on. I don't care. I just love watching football games.
Listen, I'm gonna take.
You're not a
that stick.
college guy
I'm
though.
not.
You're not like
I'm
me.
not.
You're not a college football guy
I'm
like
not.
I am. I
I'm not.
love.
You know
college
why?
football.
Because it's not real. It's not. It's stupid.
It is.
It's not. It's fucking go-go
That's
routes
so
everywhere. And I'm
dumb.
like, that's physically not possible in the NFL. You're not holding the ball this long in the backfield.
Because they're not NFL players. It's
My
a
point
different
exactly.
game.
I don't want to watch it.
different
I just
game.
can't. I can't watch the center get bull rushed by a nose and me
You
go,
literally
"That's-"
coach 13-year-old football.
And who said I'm okay with them getting their fucking asses kicked? Not me.
That's a fair
Hello. Like I just can't turn shit on and be like, God, that is an ugly set. And people be like, this guy right here is gonna dominate at the next level. It's like, no, that guy's not gonna fucking dominate at the next level. I hate to tell you, but
Dude,
I
Gus
do have
Johnson
a hard time
on a
with
Saturday afternoon calling an Ohio State game. Come on.
Oh,
that.
the big
Listen.
noon kickoff. Big
Jay,
noon kickoff.
you know how I watch football on the all 22
To the sideline. Out of bounds.
Chris Olave, too sweet.
No. Now I could do all the NFL football because that is
Dude,
super
I
fun. And it
love
makes all the
college
sense
football.
in the world to me. Like 2 and 2 is 4. You turn on college football and you're like,
Okay, so
do
you're
they even
just-
have 11 guys
I wanna
out there?
test-
Is that
Stop
10
like
guys
that.
out? Is that fucking
Okay, so
10?
you have 2 choices.
Is that a
You
Notre
could
Dame
watch.
reference?
You could watch. I'm trying to think for this upcoming season. Ohio, not even Ohio State. That's your alma mater. The 2 best college football teams in the
Georgia.
country.
Say Georgia.
Alabama, LSU.
Georgia.
Alabama,
Alabama,
LSU.
Georgia. Alabama,
Or
Georgia.
or
Here we
the
go.
Jaguars and the Browns on a Thursday night.
Thursday night for sure. I'm in the 3 seasons room. Kids are asleep. No one's bothering me. Let's fucking go. Here we go. I'm excited to see what this Travis
kids,
Hunter's going to
Kenny
do
Pickett.
anyways.
Let's
go
go.
ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, so let's fucking go.
Kenny Pickett versus who's the backup? CJ Beathard.
Hey,
right?
don't
just
you
two.
dare.
Is he the actual backup
Don't
for-
you
I don't know.
dare hate
I think
on
it's
that
Mac
Hawkeye.
Jones. I think it's Mac Jones. I think it's Mac
it's
Jones.
Mac Jones. It is Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think it's Mac Jones.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was
I just
Beathard
can't.
for a while.
I can't. And yes,
Dude,
we
I
do
don't
love
know.
watching football. It's amazing.
College football is so fun for me just because I think it's such a different. I watch it differently. Like I still analyze it, but there's something about like the diehard fandom of college football that I'm just obsessed with.
It's not Mac Jones anymore, by the way.
It's not.
I'll give you guys 3 guesses as to who the Jaguars' current backup quarterback is.
Is he well
a
known?
very, very familiar backup quarterback.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Carson Wentz.
He's actually still a free agent.
Oh, interesting. I didn't.
He's
know that.
unsigned right now.
Sam Howell's here, right?
Sam
Sam
Howell's
Howell's in
here.
Minnesota.
Okay, so it's not him. Okay, hold
Until
on.
Carson Wentz takes over.
Who's a
Right.
career backup?
Hold on. Career
Mitch
back.
Trubisky.
It's a good guess. Where's
That's a
Mitch
great
Trubisky
guess.
now?
I don't know where Mitch.
Desmond
Trubisky is.
Riddler.
Ritter. Put some respect. on
Ritter,
his
sorry.
name.
Ritter.
It's not.
It's not the Batman villain.
Well, he might as well be with the one season that he played. Here we
He's a
go.
big time Shanahan McVay.
Oh, Jimmy
system guy
Garoppolo.
here.
Gross.
No.
What? Stints.
This is like our new version of who he play for
Yeah.
inside the NBA. Charles Barkley. Who he play for?
Who he play for?
I'm confused. I don't know.
Nick Mullens. Nick
Oh, Nick
Big
Mullens.
Dick Nick.
Forgot
Got
he was.
it.
He was here, wasn't he, last year?
Dude, he was the guy that he thought he was Kirk Cousins. Like he'd be like, I can fit that ball anywhere.
Dude,
Dude,
no,
listen,
no, he
had the arm. He had the arm confidence that like
He did.
he's
did.
like, I can put that ball anywhere, and then it just get picked.
To be
He's
fair,
like, anywhere.
Like maybe 10 years ago, he was playing in Seattle, and he ended up putting like 434 yards up on him. And I remember watching it going, who the fuck is this guy? Like, this Kaepernick couldn't do that. Alex Smith couldn't do that. Like none of us could ever go in there and fuck them up. This random dude goes in and throws like 400 yards. And I remember going, who the fuck is that?
He also looks like he's 12.
Yeah, and he's super aggressive looking. Like he looks like he's mad as fuck.
That's what he had. Nick Mullens has one of the craziest backup careers. So he has 3 games in his career as a starter with at least 396 passing yards.
I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy.
All three losses, and he also has a combined 7 interceptions in those 3 games.
Yeah.
He's Jameis Winston.
Y'all love it.
Dude,
and
love it.
11 sacks taken also.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Jameis Winston.
Just hanging back there. Let's go to Peter Langworthy. Chimes
Peter.
in here in the
Peter.
O-line committee.
Langworthy.
Peter, if you could come in on a Saturday.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Says, first of all, you guys are the best in the football podcast business.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Thank you, Peter.
Blushing.
Always highly entertaining, always interesting insights. Yes, continue, Peter. Tell us.
Yeah, tell me more. Tell me more, please. Stroke the ego, please, Peter.
Ding. That's a stroke for all of us. Thank you.
He goes, anyways, here's my question. Do NFL players think and talk about uniforms at all? That is, are some uniforms considered cool and others are considered lame? Do NFL players care whether their uniform is cool or lame?
Dude, when I first came to the league and they were like real mesh, they were awesome, right? But they were super, super heavy. And everybody was kind of designed between their own. Like Reebok had certain teams, and then Nike had certain teams, and Adidas had certain teams. And I think it was 15. Nike bought the league, and like they rechanged everything, right? And that was the first time that they ever cut the jersey in the back. Okay. And I remember putting it on, and I was like, nope, not happening. This ain't gonna look. This is not gonna look good on any of us. And I remember somebody asked me, and I don't know how this got out, but somebody asked me, and I was like super mad in the moment because I looked really fat. And I was like, no, I fucking hate him. I look super fat. And it ended up going public. And they were like, 49ers offensive guard hates the new Nike jerseys and says they make him look fucking fat. And I was like, oh my God. And so
Nike deal yanked from Boone.
Dude, Nike was pissed.
Oh my God. I just found this
You
article.
found the article?
You thought I was kidding. I was not kidding.
NinersNation.com. Alex Boone thinks new Nike jerseys make him look fat.
You thought I was kidding. I don't have to lie on this show, guys. I did get in a lot of trouble for that, though. Like, Cliff King,
Dude, your agent was probably so pissed.
fucking livid. They were like, you dumb fuck. And I was like, dude, they do. They make us all look like shit. And they were like, they own the fucking league. And I was like, by the way, not to say that they didn't pay an exuberant amount of money over asking price to be a part of that league.
Yeah.
But they did. And it would really made me mad because at the time, Nike really thought they were the shit. And they were like, we're not going to fucking pay anybody anymore. And we bought the league. And it was like, this is so dumb. And I hated the way they cut the jerseys. We all hated it. There used to be, and then like, you used to be able to cut the jerseys. I used to do the old Schlereth, where you would cut it way underneath. Couldn't do that anymore. You tried to cut the sides, and Nike came out and was like, can't fucking cut them in the sides because they'll just tear away. And it was like, that's the whole point. Like, nobody wants this shit on super tight. I really didn't like them. I loved the old jerseys. I thought they were super sweet, loose. You could get them tight where you wanted them because we would always double side our pads. And, you know, some of us were crazy enough that we double sided our own pads. So, like, before games, when I was young, we'd all just sit there with the tape, like, tape our pads over, break it off, pull them all off at the same time. Like, so fucking cool. And then you have the guy put them over it. Like, it was so fun. And then all that funness just ended when Nike bought the league. And everybody.
Well, then Nike tried to be all ridiculous about spatting, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was
remember when Schultz used to like paint everybody's
spatter.
on.
Yeah, I was a big spatter. I didn't like taping my actual ankles because I would get this like rash from getting tape ripped off every single day. And so I eventually just became a spatter where I just tape over the shoe. And then when Nike bought the league, they were like, no more spatting. I was like,
0.
you're not paying me. Like I'm not under Nike contract. Like I'm gonna spat. And they would like draw, like for the first part, they'd like draw on the Nike swoosh on the side of the spat.
So you
It
like
was
on
great.
the tape, they
Yes.
have to draw the Nike
because they were like
swoosh.
if you spat, then you can't see the Nike swoosh. I was like,
So
who
Shug
gives a
would go
shit?
in there and draw Nike swoosh on everybody's stuff and like color it in. And
Was it up
you
to
know,
brand code?
No, it was
Well,
so
the
dumb.
hardest part was like when you were sponsored. Like I get that, right? Like, we all
Yes,
snuck the spat.
very
We
different.
were all like, okay, if I'm wearing a black shoe, it starts black, and the spat has to go to white because I'm
Yeah.
wearing white socks, Doc. And they'd be like, "This is a lot." And you'd be like, "Just do it,
Just
do it,
do
or
it.
I'm gonna get in trouble." Okay. And then all of a sudden, the guys would be on the sidelines, and they'd be like, "Oh, spat." Ding, ding, and then like these letters would start coming in, and it was like the Nike has been informed that you've been spatting, and it's like we're taking away half your money, and it was like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore, dude. Guys would get super clever with stuff, but then when they bought the league, I think everybody was literally like, we're all gonna fucking spat.
They took away everyone's personal Nike deals.
So everyone was like, "Fuck it, we'll do
because
whatever
you used
we
to get
want."
like, I mean, I remember a couple guys you get like $10,000 to the Nike store. Some guys were like 100 or somewhere in between. But then once Nike bought the league, all those little deals gone, freaking
Gone.
axed at the just
Dude,
gone.
and listen, I used to hear about stories about how like they'd be like, yeah, you know, so and so would get $100,000 worth of stuff, and so they'd pass around the booklet around the room, and everybody would order shit, and you'd be like, there's no way that happens. And I'm telling you, the first 3-4 years I was in the league, these boxes that came, I don't even know where you buy boxes this big, but they were so fucking big, and they would just show up at everybody's locker because everybody was sponsored by Nike in some form or fashion, right? Like you had some money. And so, like, if you were a starter, you were making over $25,000 in Nike money. You have to remember, that's $25,000 worth of Nike product.
Yes, it's
You
only
have
product.
to spend it in 6 months, and then it goes away. So you're like, dude.
So they give you like a stipend to spend on
Well, no,
their
you go on a
store or
special.
whatever.
You would
Yes.
go on a special login, right? So it'd be like Nike something.com, and it would pull up a special login. Everyone had a login, and you would log in, and then the money would already be in there. So you would just be like, chick.
You just be playing Price is
chick,
Right,
chick,
dude. You'd
chick,
be like,
chick,
pull
And you know-
over.
You know what else they own?
Sandals.
They own Cole Haan, and so all of a sudden it was like, okay, well now I'm getting Cole Haan shit, and now all of a sudden it was like, well now there's Nike Golf on here, so now I'm getting Nike golf clubs, and now I'm getting like, dude, it would get fucking insane. And then one day it just ended because they
It was
overpaid
gone.
for the league and they were mad about it. So
It's
fuck
done.
them. I don't know.
Dude, Cole Haan's, by the way, underrated.
I know,
Very
dude.
comfortable shoes. The best part about this article, I'm going to read you a little snippet here
Please do.
from NinersNation.com over a decade
I
ago.
used to be really dumb back
Don't
then.
get
Don't judge
sensitive.
me.
Don't get
fucking judge
sensitive.
me.
Don't you get sensitive.
Insecure.
Don't you get
It's gonna get really
Insecure,
bad in a
fine.
minute. I think this one gets bad.
It says, it appears that perhaps some of the members of the league have now noticed a slight flaw in the new shirts or the new jerseys. They say the jerseys make them look fat. Not ironically, two of the chief complainers are Terrence Cody and the 49ers own Alex Boone. Neither of which could be called thin.
Easy.
They do come back around to compliment you here. It says Terrence Cody tips the scales at 349 pounds at 6'4", while Boone checks in right around 300 pounds at a height of 6'8", considerably longer and more lean than Terrence Cody.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Still, Boone says, quote, "It makes me look fat, and I'm not fat."
I'm not fat, and it made me have to do,
Sensitive.
like side rolls, and I fucking hated it. My grandma would always.
Boone
be
is
like,
a little
"Those-"
sensitive about his weight.
I
I have learned this over the course of my years in friendship with Boone. He's slightly sensitive about his weight. I think it's because he was fat as a kid and probably got bullied. That's my guess. I'm gonna guess you got bullied as a fat kid growing
Listen,
up.
Jay, you saw me. I was 6'8" in the 4th grade. I got bullied for being an ogre. Like they just called me an ogre. Okay, but yes, I'm glad it took you this long to realize that I am sensitive, and if you call me fat, I will go work out. Like all day. Like
Okay,
tomorrow,
wait,
I'll be
there's-
in the gym.
There's more.
God damn it, Phil, shut
The,
up.
the author says, "I would agree with Boone that among the NFL players, he's not what I would consider fat." So he continues to compliment you. However, even Boone's wife agrees that he could look better in his jersey, adding,
crushed me.
quote, "It looks like you ate a small baby." Was she quoted in this blog?
They called
They
her.
like reached out
called
to
Well,
her?
they asked me. They were like, "Why do you think you look fat?" I go, "Because my wife says I look fat." And so then they called her and they were like, "Mrs. Boone, Alex says," and she was like, "Oh yeah, it looks like you ate a small baby in that fucking thing." I'm telling you, man, my sides at the time were just bad. bad.
By the way, there's
Oh,
also
I could see
these
Dana
quotes-
saying that too.
Oh yeah,
These
you know
quotes
Mama.
are also
She's-
available on the Wall Street Journal's website. Booney talking about, I hate them. They're
Hate
built
'em.
for thin guys. It makes me look like I have big old love handles.
I told you, I fucking hate my love handles. I got to work my ass off to get rid of them every day. It's terrible. I know, sensitive for sure.
Oh man.
Oh my God, you really went at Nike like that.
I did.
Huh?
I don't give a fuck. You know me. You know me, Jay. If I don't like you, I'm gonna let you know.
That's so funny.
Boy. Wow. The internet lives forever. The internet
That's the
forever.
one thing I learned early in my career. Is they got more ink than you got breath.
Yeah.
So don't do
Yep.
that.
Let's go to four-string.
That's why you hide the blizzards from your wife. I get it now. I get it. I understand why we threw away the blizzard evidence before we got home when we went to hockey practice that one night.
I was like, hey, we're all gonna stop and we're just gonna throw these away.
We're just gonna throw these away before we get home to the trash can in case mom checks the trash can.
At times they call me Fat Daddy, and that's like when I'm in a really good mood and I just don't give a fuck and I'm eating a ton of food. They'll be like, Fat Daddy's here.
He's here.
Just gouging food.
You get that once.
What's your go-to blizzard flavor?
Oh, dude, the New York style cheesecake with the strawberry in the middle is fucking
Wow.
amazing to me. Is it bad that I know the entire menu? I mean, listen, to be fair, I am a softball coach, so we have to go get ice cream a lot. I think I had to take my girls, I'm not even kidding you, like fucking 5 or 6 times this year. Like I'm thinking a lot of like, yeah, we were sitting at Culver's a lot this year. Like,
Oh, the turtle sundae.
like
Oh,
guys, we're going to go broke from fucking ice cream alone. Jesus Christ. But it's worth it. It is.
Four-string 79 says, dumb football question. How the F is Boone not an NFL offensive line coach?
Oh God. Mama would never.
No. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it would be awesome to be that, but I don't have the inclination. I don't know. I don't have any zero want to do that. Jay, you know how long those hours are. I don't have that time.
Yeah.
I don't want to do
It's
it.
travel. It's time.
It's
You're not
stress.
making $1 million a year. Like it's.
I mean, you are,
it's-
but it's like, dude, do you realize, like, I get to do all of that, but in a shorter amount of time, and I get to have way more fun with the boys, and it's not as serious, right? It's no one's coming down each other's ass. Like, people forget there was a lot of really shitty days with Tony, right? Like, there was a lot of bad days where you were like, yeah, well, fuck you too. All right, how you fucking like me now? Like, you walked away from each other. Like, I don't want to see you again. Get away from me. Like, I can't have that relationship with people anymore. I love where we are, like in the gym with all the boys. We all have fun. We fuck around. They know to get serious. I mean, they're frothing at the mouth right now. All of them. They're fucking fighting each other more than they ever have. I love it. Like they're really going at each other. And it's like we have a lot of fun. You minute you step into that room, dude, it's different, you know.
And you don't get to pick who you get to work with,
No.
right? You could have some front office.
I could get
brings
stuck
a
with
fr-
Isaiah Wilson and
Like,
fucking
yeah.
shoot myself.
someone brings in a high level free agent that you weren't high on, but you were not at the top of the totem pole, and so now it's your job to make this guy work. That you were like, I don't think he can play. I don't think he can do this. Or you draft someone and you're like, I'm trying to develop him, but he's off on Friday nights at the club and he's not listening. He's not working. And now I'm going to get fired because this jackass doesn't want to do what I have to tell him. I'm going to move my family every 5 years. Dude, I have so much.
Every 5 years would be lucky. But
Dude, I
You
will
are a
say
good
this.
coach.
I have so much respect for the lifers that are coaches.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
The guys that have been coaching for 50 some years, right? That got into it when they were like 18 and now they're 60, or it's just like they just love it. And it takes a special breed, but I'll say this, a coach's wife is the most special
So
person on
special.
earth.
Yes.
A coach's wife is the most special person on the planet that can handle that and move the family and keep everyone in line. Like I've met more coaches' wives and I'm just like, you are a saint.
They're
Like,
all so
you-
sweet.
the stuff that
So
you've
sweet.
dealt with, like they're amazing. But yeah, I mean, Boone and I have talked about it before. We both, I've got hit up by local high schools to come coach. When I retired, Nebraska asked if I come consult. And I was just like, I just don't want that. I just don't want that lifestyle. Like it's just such a unique lifestyle. And if you don't start in it, I feel like jumping into it when you have a family is really hard. Now guys do it like Nick Hardwick, right? Like he jumped back into it. And I think that there is a true love for that, but it's just not something that I've ever had a burning desire for.
And honestly, a lot of guys too, when their kids grow up and get older, then they go back into the league and they're like, all right, my kids have kids. I kind of want to fuck around in this now. And at times you're a little bit older than you probably should be to be a coach. But Jay's right, man. Those lifers, like I think about guys like, dude, Tom Moore. Still fucking doing it, right? Like Mike Solari's been doing it for 45 years. Matt Sko, fucking Stoutland, fucking Furster, like Benton, all these guys, fucking Munchak. They've been doing it so fucking long that it's like this game wouldn't be as good.
Pete
with
Carroll.
Yeah, dude, these guys have been fucking.
That dude turned 74 in week 1.
Dude, how about this? How about Shanahan? Shanahan was doing it when his dad was doing it. Now he's doing it for himself. Like these guys are lifers, and when you think about how serious that is, and honestly, too, they're different, man. Those guys are different. Like shit happens, and they're like, whatever. I'm too emotional. Jay knows me. Like I can't have a guy in the room go, Coach, I'm not doing that. Motherfucker, what did you just say to me? The fucking word no just come out of your mouth. Get out of my room.
Or you're in a staff meeting and you just have to eat all the shit from the head coach.
Right.
Like,
well, fucking old line ain't doing shit. And you're like, oh, I could kill him.
I could kill you with my bare hands right now.
I'll kill you right now. And if you no, because the problem is it's gonna get really ugly and be like, yeah, pull up your film. I'll pull up mine. You pull up yours first, motherfucker. That's the problem. Whenever I get into a fight with somebody who hasn't played football about football, I always go to that. Like, yeah, pull it up. Let me see it. Go ahead. High school shit don't count either. Pull it up. I want to see it. Like people are like, "Fuck you, boo."
Dude, I'm actually in that argument right now with a local high school here, where I'm training one of their kids, and he's gonna be a specimen. He's 6'7", 265 pounds, going into his sophomore year of high school.
What?
Kid's a specimen, right? But he was raw, and so I've been working with him for like 2 months, and I've got his set fixed, I've got his feet fixed, like everything. And he's talking to me. He goes, "Yeah, my O-line coach was saying I was doing a bunch of stuff wrong." And I was like, I was like, tell him to call me. He's like, yeah, he says I have to like chop my feet before I go off the ball. And I was like,
don't.
I was like, just be polite because he is your coach, but don't listen to me. I am your truth. He is not, right? Like Malcolm, Nebraska is not the pinnacle of offensive line development.
It might be,
promise
Jay.
you.
Stop it. Listen, the hardest part was
it is now, by the way.
In the gym, the guys will be like, what do you do when you disagree with your coach? And it's like,
how old are you? Oh yeah, rookie.
A fine line, boys.
You
like,
don't.
Are you a rookie? You don't. You're not allowed to argue with your coach.
You're not allowed to argue with your coach.
I'll fucking kill you if you argue with him. I'm like, say you get year 7, you want to argue with them?
Yes.
You're on your own, bud.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, seriously, the long and the short
have
of
some guaranteed money, and then you can do it.
Like, you can do whatever you want until you fuck up enough that the big man's going to notice. And then all of a sudden he's going to go to the O-line coach and go, what the fuck is this one rogue doing? And he's going to go, I don't know. He went rogue on us. Guess what? Your ass is in trouble. It's like, how about we don't argue with anyone? But at times I understand what they're saying because we have this conversation a lot. Like you just said, my coach, who has never played, has told me that I'm doing this wrong. And it's like, no, you're not doing it wrong. How do I know? Because I fucking played, moron.
Mm-hmm.
I know how the fuck it's supposed to be done out here. Because not only did I do it, I did it against Aaron Donald. Okay? We know what the fuck we're doing. Trust us a little bit. Maybe we just open these bridges. It's like, but at times you have to talk to these coaches and be like, hey, listen, I think it could be better done through this way. And they're like, why do you think that? And you're like, because I did it a lot in a game with people watching all the time. Like, I don't know how else to say this, but it is one of the things that it's the biggest problem probably that nobody talks about is like, my coach wants me to do this, but I completely disagree with him. What do I do? And it's like,
yeah,
ooh, that's tough.
It's that right, because it's not possible for former NFL or high level college players to like have their coaching tentacles into every high school in America.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy in every sport, really. Like and maybe they're well intentioned, but there's just a lot of bad advice and coaching that might put an end to a career of a really athletic.
It's a lot of ego too, right? Like it's a lot of, well, we're doing it our way, and you don't come in and change our system. It's like, well, if you want to get better, like look outside of your box, right?
Right.
Ask people that have been at the highest level. Ask people that have played in the NFL or high level college to come back and consult. Like, I get it. Coaching high school is a thankless job, but don't have an ego about it. right? Understand that there is more people with more knowledge outside of the box there that you can pull on and work to. And like the good coaches are always improving. Like they're learning more about their position. What's the new drills? What are new people doing? It's the old school coaches that are just like, well, this is how we blocked in 1997 and it worked then.
We do one of these.
It's like Myles Garrett didn't exist in 1997, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. These dudes are different. We have to adapt and change or we will die.
Yeah, 100%. That's well said.
I do think we should bring back the
electric football player,
the
forearm. That's what Joe D used to be like. What are you, the electric football player? I was like, maybe. Dead in your forearms.
Dead in your forearms.
Jason Peters, the crazy D lineman from Nebraska, he came in and spoke to us one time, and he was talking about how our forearms are weapons. Right. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you know what we used to do? We used to drive around with lead pipes and deaden our forearms. I'm like, you're a psychopath, dude. Like,
and you should not be coaching.
I was like, why would we do that? He goes, you deaden all the nerves. That way when you come across a helmet, it doesn't hurt. I was like, that's really stupid.
Listen,
but okay.
We lived different lives back then. We were different. These guys now are just pussies. Okay?
Dude, those dudes in the 90s, those 90s, early 2000 dudes were different. They were psychotic.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, that's wild. I don't feel any pain emotionally or physically.
Yeah, I beat it out of myself with a lead pipe as I'm cruising to Led Zeppelin down the road.
Right? How do I know you're a weirdo?
Let's go. By the way, speaking of the forearm blocking technique, we're getting some recommendations. So a lot of you guys loved the old time film breakdown from last week.
That was great.
And so John Benson chimes in and says he sent a link to this too. He says you guys should do a breakdown of the 1942 Lions Redskins games. It's one of the oldest NFL games available in color picture. And the full game is out. I mean, obviously,
they probably ran like 4 offensive plays.
We could do the whole game and
they only ran 4 plays.
We're gonna watch it until someone runs into the goalpost on the goal line. Then
we'll watch until the first forward pass, and then we'll have to call it after that.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna bookmark that for an old timey film breakdown.
Yes.
And then Nomad Scott says last year Army had a 21-play, 94-yard drive that chewed up 14 minutes against North Texas.
I remember
there was
that.
one pass play on the drive. You guys should review that.
Dude,
I remember watching that. Like it was like 30 minutes of actual time. Like it was a 14-minute drive of game clock, but it was like 30 actual minutes with like TV timeouts and quarter break. Like it was bananas because it was death by a million paper cuts.
Oh, I love
there wasn't a longer run in there than I think like 7 yards.
It couldn't have been.
Like it was just like 4
7.
yards,
It could have been longer than
yards,
3.
4 yards, 2 yards. It was a poetry in motion. And I talk about get demoralized. I don't know how you come off the sidelines of defense after giving up a 14-minute drive and be like, well, we tried. It's like, no, you didn't. You did not try. I don't know what to tell you.
I think it's one thing, the Eagles will do that. We broke down a couple years ago. The Eagles did it to the Vikings. In an NFL game.
Yeah,
but the threat of passing almost makes it more complicated. Like, man, they just keep throwing us the same curveball. It's like at some point, but when you play Army, they're going to run the ball every single
game, the whole fucking game. Yeah,
they literally. I looked up the stats from last year. So Army ran the ball 748 times last year.
Yep.
To only 120 passes.
I love it.
Yeah.
They had 2 guys with over 1,100 yards.
Not a lot of receivers wanting to go to Army, if you know what I'm saying, or quarterbacks. Dude. But if you're a running back,
not a lot of skill positions.
Oh, you know what though? Because when they did pass, it always caught the defense by surprise. So Casey Reynolds was Army's leading wide receiver. He averaged 23 yards per reception because it's like, he's just wide open.
He's just wide open. The safety's eyes are glued in the backfield. He's just running by him at 4.9 speed.
Do you think they have a 52 protection, or do you think everything's just 3.95?
Everything's just slide. Everything is slide right, slide left, and
58, 59.
When the quarterback looks to throw, he just looks so panicked. Like whenever the Army quarterback looks to throw, it's just like.
Hey.
It's like back school ball of just like 500, and he just throws it to the one receiver route.
Hey, it's the old Michigan where they used to just slide the entire. Remember that? They would slide either Jake long or away from Jake. It was like, Jesus Christ, did they ever do anything? Nope. Full turns. Mike Hart used to come cut the end. I was like, God, these guys are brutal. Fucking
Army
love
used to be like way back in the day when players were smaller, and it didn't there's no way a guy could go to Army and be a 310-pound offensive lineman now.
You're not,
you
you're
have
not
to
getting
be
through,
in like military
dude, you're not
shape
getting
to some
through
extent.
basic at 6'7".
They're gonna put you on the
330.
veggie diet. They're gonna be like, this motherfucker needs carrots. They're like, Coach, he's the left tackle.
Oh man, let's go to Xavier Whitcraft. Xavier Whitcraft.
Wheat-thins.
You can't have pie without
Cool
Whip.
Whip.
Cool whip. Why are you saying it like that?
Why are you saying it like that? What?
Cool
Cool Whip?
He says, are NFL rivalries real? Like, do players actually hate division teams as much as fans hate division teams?
Yes. 100%. We fucking hated Seattle. Hated them. Hated the Rams. Hated the Cardinals. Hell, we hated the whole fucking West. Like, we hated everybody in it. We used to get super hyped to play dudes in the West. We used to call it the Wild Wild West, and then they'd give you a belt buckle if you won it, like an old Western belt buckle. And it was.
I don't think I've heard you tell that part of it. Like,
I'll go get one of them upstairs. I have a couple of them. They used to put them on the belts, and every year they would give out to when we won the West. But yeah, dude, like there was, and then the problem was you used to play guys twice a year, so you'd know them. You'd know so much about them. So after like a year or two of playing them, you'd be like, I really fucking hate this guy because he knows me so well. He knows when I'm going to jump him, when I'm getting off the ball. They know all our calls. They know when I'm fucking with them. Like it just became really hard to fuck with people. And when you have Aaron Donald in your conference, it really. Like I don't know how people would wake up and be like, it's schedule day. Hopefully I don't have to play Aaron Donald. Where ours was like, are we playing him early? Are we playing him late? Fuck. We playing him after a bye, before a bye. Can we just get it over with right away? Like, let's play him week 1 and 2. Let's just get it over with. Let's fucking play him right away. We'd never have to see him again.
Both games on the same day, actually.
Well, the problem was
like
like
doubleheader.
You had to see Aaron Donald twice a year, right? So the guards had to see him, and then the tackles had to see Robert Quinn and Chris Long, right? So there was the Rams. Fuck them. Seattle was Michael Bennett, Bruce Irving, fucking Mebane. You had Chris Clemens on the edge. You had fucking all those guys, right? Then you went to the Cardinals. You had Calais Campbell. You had Darnell Dockett. You had Larry Foote. You were like, it just doesn't fucking end. So like 6-year games a year, you were like, I'm going to pull my own teeth out. This is going to be fucking something. Like it was a fucking dogfight every year. It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, I remember that when I was in the AFC West to start my career. Like it was James Houston and Tom Ali,
terrible,
Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, and then the Raiders had they had one.
Dude, they had Justin Tuck for a while.
It wasn't Tuck. It was Justin Tuck, and then it was
who was else there?
Dude, he had the scary face mask. Gosh dang it!
I swear that was Tuck, but who was with
it? Might have been Tuck.
Oh, it was Khalil.
Yes.
Matt Khalil. No,
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. Sorry.
Yeah.
Woo! Whoa!
It's getting late.
Whoa.
That was a journey.
Wow.
That was a journey.
That was the biggest thing for me jumping from the NFL to college, college to the NFL. There wasn't an off week anymore.
Oh no!
Right? Because in college you're like, oh, I made it through Ohio State. Who we playing this week? Purdue. Oh, they don't got dick, right? And you'd be like, I'm just gonna go out there and beat the crap out of this redshirt freshman, like have myself an easy day. In the NFL, it was every week. It was like, well, who's the star? Right? There's a star on this D line somewhere. Is he inside? Is he outside? And you run into teams that have 2 or 3 of them, and you're just like, man, there is no like regroup week. Like you better be on it every single week, and that's where the hatred stuff rises. Is the competitor in us? If that person got the better of you that week, and you knew you were going to see them again, you would just like, you would have that taste in your mouth of like, I hate this dude. Like, I hate the way that he embarrassed me, or I hate the way I gave up a sack, or I hate this. And then when you would get the better of them, they would feel the same way. And so like tensions would just, I was like, I remember I hated Akeem Hicks. I hated that bear. Like he was such a pain in my ass. But what was great, I always felt like I started against him. I felt like I started a lot of my games against the Bears. And so he was just massive, but he was super unorthodox. Like he would be like jumping out of gaps and moving around, and I mean, they played the 3-4, and so when I played right tackle, he would be over me for first and second down, and then he'd bump down in over Fusco for the right guard on third down, And Brandon used to get so mad at me because him and I would fist fight basically on first and second down, and I'd get him all riled up, and then he'd go pass rush over Fusco. And so he'd be like, stop it, man. Stop being so mad. Oh. Right? And then, but like, it just turned into like, oh, I just hated him. I couldn't stand him.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I think like fans always assume that you either think that players feel the same way that you do about everything, or that it's just a business. And I suppose some players players don't give a rip.
But if you leave and you get signed, like that's always the weird thing is like when you sign someone from a rival team and you're kind of like, I hated you for a long time.
But now you got the same.
Like I think we signed in Minnesota, didn't we sign Jones? Yep. From
Daquan
the
Jones.
Packers, Daquan Jones. Like I hated him when he was.
I
with the
laughed my
Packers.
ass off when we signed him.
And then once we signed him, I was like, he's kind of a good dude. Like, but I still like I hated you,
dude. In Frisco, we signed Darnell Dockett, and he ended up playing like one day in practice. And I remember everybody was like, "Oh, Boone, it's gonna go down." And I remember we saw each other the first day, and I was just like, "Fuck you, bro!" Like we did so many terrible things to each other and said horrible things. Like we literally tried to fucking gouge each other's eyeballs out of our head. Like we were fucking vicious. And then everybody was like, "Oh, it's about to go down." And I remember the first day in pads, he put on the like one-on-ones. It was me and him, and I was like, I'm not about to get beat in front of this entire fucking team. And I remember I went hard as fuck. And it was the only rep he did the entire camp, and then he got hurt, and he didn't play. And then they ended up cutting him, and I was like, thank God, because, dude, I don't know how we would have done all year. Like, it's weird when you're playing somebody that much that you hate them. And, like, I can get past the fact that we said some really fucking wild things to each other, like, bitch, I'll cut your head off, and, like, shit that you were like, wait, what? But, like, in the moment, you needed to say that, right? But then to, like, put that dude on a team with you, you're like, nah, I can't do this. Like,
so you guys, like, you would talk to each other in person on the
constantly.
Field. Like road ragers, basically. As if there was no... Because you're never going to actually do the thing that you would.
No, I mean, I think we tried to.
Bad things were said on the field, Phil.
Several times, yeah.
Bad
remember, the camera goes away, right? And when the ball goes away, and they'll tell you, ball's away, you know the camera's not there. And it's like... The fuck you said, bitch? Let's go. Come on. Right here.
What percentage of trash talk involves someone's family?
That's if you really want to take it to the next level. Like if you're ready to take it to that next level, you bring something about
I never took it to that
right?
level. I'm going to be honest with you. I never took it to someone's family because if somebody would have brought up mine, it would have been seeing red. And like, I mean, seeing red as in like flags would have been flying and people would have been like, you need to calm the fuck down. I mean, dude, we got into several fist fights.
But you always kind of had that the mad button, mutually assured destruction. Like you always kind of had that. You had that understanding where it was like, if I say something and you say something, like, you better not be saying this shit in the press after the game, right? Like, or I'll say it right back, right? Like, you had that button like that you could press 100%.
It's like a bunch of countries have nukes. It's
right?
like, listen, I'll drop a nuke. It's
you
like,
want to drop one? I'll drop one. Like,
there's
and so, like, there's that constant, but, like, if you press it to the family or, like, the race card gets pulled, like, then it's going to go public and then you're screwed.
No offense.
Like,
I've never heard the race card.
I heard the race card one time, and it was a black guy to a white guy. It was a totally it was the completely back opposite
Dude,
way.
there is no race cards out there.
Yeah.
We had. I will say this one time. By the way, does anyone realize Charles Tillman's an FBI agent?
Is he really?
What?
I've been seeing
Peanut Tillman?
Peanut Tillman. Tons of things going on about. I was like, so I saw an article and I read it and I was like, well, that's great. I wonder if they just blew his cover. Because I wonder how many guys are probably like, are you Peanut Tillman? And he's probably like, yeah, like, aren't you an FBI agent? What are you doing here at this drug bust? Like, what are you selling drugs?
So he apparently he was part of a major raid.
Yeah. Dude, he's the man. He's the man. He won Man of the Year. Great dude, right? We played him. I played him.
Dude, he was the OG of punching the ball out.
All OG, right? Like the ball was always coming out with him. We're playing them on like Monday night. It's late in the game. Our twos are in. We're winning. All of a sudden, somebody used to say Bo a lot because he was from Tennessee, and so he'd be like, hey, Bo. He goes, man, hey, Bo. And he thought he got called a boy, and he thought he said, hey, boy. And instantly, dude, I never saw somebody that was considered one of the nicest guys in the world become one of the not nicest guys in the world. And I mean, it fucking took that long. And fists were flying. You call me a boy? And everyone's like, no. He says Bo. It's Bo. He's calling you Bo. The whole team's like pulling Tillman off this dude. Like, he said Bo, god damn it.
Well, it was Pac-Man Jones was calling Thielen a cracker the whole time we had joint practices.
That shit was hilarious.
Right, because it was hysterical. I'm like, Cracker, shut your ass up! Like it's like
Nobody was fighting it.
And
It
like
was so
everyone was,
hot.
it was so hot. Like, and he was
So
just
hot.
screaming at Thielen the whole time. It was
Thielen's
so
a
funny.
hothead, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's very triggering.
Shut the
for
fuck up. Thielen is
players.
not a fucking hothead. Shut up.
You don't think so?
Don't make me fucking laugh.
You're like
right now,
clapping
Mackie.
at Bill Belichick like 5 years ago.
He's a
He
fucking
wasn't back
receiver.
then, but he's gotten more now. He's a veteran, right? This goes back to the earlier disagree with the coach. He's a veteran now. He's getting on that threshold of like, I don't care, I'll say what I want. Right? He's getting to that point. He's getting there.
By the way, I found the Peanut Tillman thing. So there's a rapper named Lil Reese, and this is from some
Reese's
random
Pieces?
website here. That
Reese's Pieces got busted?
there was some raid, and rapper Lil Reese was shocked to see Tillman as part of the officers' convoy who showed up to the raid in 2018. The quote from Lil Reese: "I was tapping my homie. Ain't that the football player?" I was like, "What's up? Aren't you Charles Tillman?" And he was like, "What's up?"
Put your hands behind your back, please.
Are you
Got the-
Peanut Tillman? Sure, am. Put your
Peanut
fucking hands behind your
I am sure. Get on the ground. Walk backwards to me.
By the way, there was also a story, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just throwing this out there.
Oh, boy.
I heard that the night before Peanut Tillman won Man of the Year, he was in the hotel, and he was the one that called the police on Sapp.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he heard a
Interesting.
disagreement in the room next door, and somebody told me that he didn't know who it was, and he was like, "I got to call the cops," and ended up calling the cops, and it was fucking
Warren
Warren
Sapp.
Sapp, and they were like, "Can you believe Peanut Tillman fucking called the cops?" And when somebody was like, "Yeah, have you not met that guy? He's like the best fucking human in the world," and I was like,
And now that we
makes
know he's
sense.
an FBI agent, then yeah, it's very
That makes a lot of
believable.
fucking
Checks out.
sense.
The cops
Checks
on
out.
somebody, yeah. We got one more minute left here in the show. Wondering if you have any ideas on how we could potentially.
Come on. Give it
I
to
say
me.
we just wrap it.
Give it to me.
Oh God.
How about an F1 minute from our guy Jeremiah Sirles, noted
ready.
racing enthusiast?
Max Verstappen was
Hey,
penalized.
For stopping. 60
I don't know.
seconds on the clock.
Here we go.
Jeremiah Sirles with your 1 minute update on whatever's happening in F1. Here we go.
It was the Silverstone Grand Prix, which is basically the granddaddy of them all. If you talk about Grand Prix, it's over in Britain. A lot of those people the racers are from there. Max Verstappen took pole position with an unbelievable qualifying lap that basically was just picture perfect. From there, you had Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris. Nico Hulkenberg actually took his first podium finish for Sauber this year, really in his last 250 races. The first time he's ever made the podium. It was fantastic there. Crazy race. You had rain down everywhere. Oscar Piastri gets a 10-second penalty for braking under a safety car. Right, total chaos all the time. Lando Norris ends up going and taking him winning the Grand Prix. The big news in F1 right now, Mercedes is making a push to steal Max Verstappen from Red Bull to see if Red Bull can get out of his contract. That's all the rave. So keep a close track on that as we hit the summer break. We're halfway through the F1 season. We've got a lot of racing left to go.
Wait, we're only halfway through?
We are halfway through, baby.
What?
It's like an 11-month race season?
I think it ends in like November and then it starts again in late February or March.
I think it's wild that there's apparently only 5 racers in F1, by the way, Booney.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's the top 10 teams. Everyone else, no one really gives a shit about. You got Williams with Albon, and you got the Racing Bulls with Liam Lawson and Isaac Hadger, and all kinds of fun made up
That's
names that
already
Booney
too
doesn't
many.
believe.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
already-
Cadillac's coming in next year, so we're adding two more cars to the grid. Cadillac's coming in, and then Audi's actually
dude.
buying Sauber, so you'll have Audi, Cadillac, Mercedes, all the big players.
Oh my God.
Good
Max
luck to
Verstappen might be
Cadillac.
driving for Mercedes
Listen,
next year.
Fuck Max Verstappen.
You don't mean that.
I do.
He's the
Mean-spirited.
best. He's the best driver on the grid.
Wake me when John Deere enters F1.
Yeah,
There you go.
seriously. How about
Hey,
John
it was
Daly?
the John Deere Classic this weekend in golf.
Yeah, our guy Max Homa
Max
crapped
Homa
himself on Sunday.
absolutely shit himself on Sunday. Hate to
I think
see
he
it.
missed he missed the FedEx. Well, I don't. Maybe there's still a couple tournaments.
There's still some time. He's
guys,
got a
guys,
few.
guys,
He's got
guys.
some time left. What?
Football.
No.
Football. Nobody gives a fuck about the Masters.
Hey.
Don't you dare play that shit.
We still have our
You're
standing bet. Our standing bet that the Masters had more viewers than the World Series this year. So we'll see.
Oh,
If any year is going to do it, if any year is going to do it, it's this year with Rory winning it. This would be the year that it would outseat.
we'll see. I'm telling
Stinking
you right
a
now.
beer.
We need the Tampa Bay Rays to get to the World Series.
Somehow we
Don't
need
worry,
the Oakland
Detroit's on
A's
their way,
to
baby.
find their way in there.
Don't worry. Clayton Kershaw,
man.
3,000 strikeouts. Let's go, baby.
It's a lot of strikeouts.
Manny Machado's 2 hits away from 2,000.
You say I make up names.
Manny Machado.
Wait, you know who Clayton Kershaw
What?
is?
You don't know who the fuck Clayton
I
Kershaw
don't
is?
watch baseball.
Makes like
Don't watch
$500 million,
baseball.
dude. How the fuck do you not know who that is?
Okay,
I
so
don't
we need
watch
to add
baseball.
who he play for and
Who he
is
play
this
for.
a Major League Baseball player for Jeremiah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add this to our-
We could definitely
Do it.
add this. I have a million names that you'd be like, no way.
Okay.
Julius Chapman.
Who? I know nothing about baseball.
I know.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
literally nothing.
Which one of these two players is a Major League Baseball player?
Okay.
Paul Skeens or Jake Christensen?
Paul Skeens.
It's
Good
because
job. So you know baseball. You're
Come
good.
on. I had a
'cause you know about the
50-50 chance. I literally I've never heard of either one of those people.
Well,
That
Jake
was a
Christensen
that was a
is
that
made up.
that was a
Completely made
50
up.
that was a 50-50 shot in the dark, boys.
Right. Yeah, I remember one time we played with Judd over on the old 1500 ESPN radio show, and we because Judd is famous. He's worked in the same hallways for like 15 years, and he knows none of his coworkers except for like me. Just head down, coffee machine, hello, and then nothing. And so we played a game called "Is this a contestant on American Idol or one of your close coworkers for 10 years?" And he whiffed on like 70%.
Shut up.
It's great. We're gonna
That's
play this
fantastic.
major league game with old
Let's
Jay.
do it.
All right,
I'm
We'll
here
do it if we
Jay-
can do it with F1.
I'll do it. I mean, I've got plenty of names.
You
I could
got it.
throw
Oh,
at you
these
that you
names, they sound so made up.
I got plenty of names. I
Oscar
could throw at you.
Piastri, whatever the fuck his name
Oscar
is.
Piastri's from Australia. Leave him alone.
He's from Australia. Stop.
You got Kimi Antonelli,
Jesus
That's a
fucking
made-up
Christ. Knock
Nico
it off.
Hulkenberg,
That is so made up.
That's
Yeah.
a baseball player, actually.
Kevin Magnuson,
That's a porn star.
I
Valtteri
was gonna
Bottas.
say, sounds like somebody that's. Yeah.
For Jay, for the Rhino, I'm Phil. This is the O-Line Committee. See you guys.